Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Roseville Middle School. My name is Jason Benton. I'm the proud principal here at Roseville Middle School, and we have an exciting show for all of you tonight that I absolutely know that you're going to enjoy. Our choirs have been practicing for weeks and weeks with these songs that they've been singing. They have been practicing all year long, on just some of those non-vocalizing, non-harmonizing things that we preach to them about posture, how they look and perform as a group. You know, those ins and outs that you might not necessarily think of if you've never been in a choir before. Before we get to their performance, I'd like to give a couple of special thanks. We have a couple of special guests in our audience tonight. We have our superintendent, Mr. Mark Blaskowski, our school board president, Ms. Teresa Janae, and our director of special education, Ms. Teresa Tamala. And I'd like to thank all of them because it's the decisions that they make, the prioritization that they do that allow all of your children or your grandchildren, nieces, nephews, whoever they may be in relation to you up here tonight, to have the opportunity to participate in the fine arts every single day when they are here at Roseville Middle School. And there's a tremendous amount of value in that. So I want to thank them for that. I also want to thank all of you for coming here tonight. Without all of you, the commitment that these students up here have shown to get to this point, to be performance ready tonight, would not have happened. And I always like to say a couple things when I have an audience of parents in front of me, and just do a plug that I like to do every time I have parents in front of me, is just to encourage your children to read. In today's day and age of cell phones and just all of those distractions that kids have that we, when we were in middle school, never faced, right? I can't emphasize enough the importance of kids reading, of as adults, as a community of adults, modeling that for them. And that, more than anything, will help kids succeed in life if they are regularly reading. So I just have to do that plug. I feel obligated to do that plug every time I'm in front of parents, as well as speak to one other thing. We emphasize 3 key values here at Roseville Middle School that we want to teach all kids: to be responsible, mindful, and safe. And it really does take a community and a village to raise a child, especially in today's world. So I ask that you talk with your children about those 3 values, about what they mean, about what they look like here. But I know you're not here to hear me. That's why I just had to do my 2 quick plugs. I did say, if you were to walk into a choir room, not only over the course of the year would you hear them practicing vocalizing, you'd hear them practicing harmonizing, you're also going to hear them practicing those things, like I said, about their posture, how they stand, how they look when they are up here on the rafters. And I know we're excited to see our children perform, but one of the things that we are also trying to train them to do is how to perform in the classical setting as an entire choir, as a group. So I ask that during the performances, we respect the hard work that they've been putting in, the things that Mrs. Reese and Mrs. Churchill have been emphasizing in the classroom every single day about some of those non-vocalized pieces, and allow them to perform in the way that we've trained. Save that applause, save those cheers for the end of each song, so that they are not distracted in their performance. So with that, sit back, enjoy the show, and I will turn it over to Mrs. Reese, Mrs. Churchill, and our Roseville Middle School Choir.
Travel with Santa Claus in his This next song is probably incredibly familiar if you ever turn the radio on from November to December 26th.
I want a hippopotamus to play with and enjoy.
gets really dark up here when we do that. So let's give it up for the 6th grade choir.
Star it shines as bright as day. It comes to show where sweet
This next piece is going to be part English, part Spanish. So the second verse, if you don't understand what we're singing, it's because we're not singing in English. We are singing in Spanish text, and then we do split to Spanish and English text.
Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch, who lived just north of Whoville, did not.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a heel. You're as cuddly as an cactus, you're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
Let's hear it one more time for 7th grade choir. This is the 8th grade choir, and if you didn't understand some of that besides the laws, it's because we were also singing in Spanish text as well. The next piece is going to feature several soloists, and they will be coming up to the front of the stage to sing.
In December, when the nights are growing cold.
In December, we remember our traditions, new and old.
Light a candle in the window, light a candle, watch it glow. In the dark of the night, a flame burning bright reminds us of long ago. In December, hear the music choir sing. In December,
this is a bittersweet concert for this group because this group is now singing their final winter concert here at Roseville Middle. Next year, we hope that they take choir and they take their musical talents elsewhere. So let's hear it one more time for 8th grade choir. The last piece that the combined choirs are going to sing this evening combines many different Christmas carols. If you are familiar with them, please make sure you do sing along. But before we sing that, there are a couple of thank yous that I need to give as well. First and foremost, none of this would ever happen, and the kids will tell you, I am not a piano player at all, ever. And Mrs. Churchill saves our lives every single day. So our accompanist extraordinaire, Mrs. Churchill, let's hear for her. And none of this would ever happen without the support of parents and families coming out to events like this. I mean, this place is packed, and this is amazing to see. I work with your kids every day, and I really like when they can show you the progress that they've made between the beginning of the year to now and now until the spring. So thank you for being so supportive, and students are going to thank their families right now. Yay, family. Yeah, we didn't rehearse that, so that's why they're looking at me when you're talking about. Last piece is titled Season's Greetings. Sing along if you know them. Aren't they awesome? Let's hear it again for the choirs. We hope you have a wonderful holiday, and we hope to see you in the spring. Have a good night.